Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, Karma Yoga, ABCD about the action. Third shloka, Shri Bhagavanuvacha, Lokesmin dvividha nishtha, Pura prokta maya nagha, Jnana yogena sankyanam, Karma yogena yoginam. The life of the human being can be divided into four stages. The first two stages are Brahmacharya Ashramam and the Grihastha Ashramam. These two can come under one group, and third and fourth Vanaprastha Ashramam and Sannyasa Ashramam can come into the one group. The first two are meant for performing the Karma Yoga. Through that Karma Yoga, becoming qualified and taking up the Jnana Yoga, which is the culmination. That means the first two stages, the Karma Yoga is a stepping stone for a person to become qualified for the Jnanam. This is what Bhagavan Krishna told indirectly in the second chapter also. There is no any confusion in his teaching. But in spite of that, the student Arjuna who heard this teaching has got confused and started asking the question at the end of the second chapter. That means with this question, the third chapter starts. Otherwise, in the second chapter, with the 72nd shloka, Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Pardha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati. The teaching is over, ends there. But in between, the emphasis given more to the Gnana Yoga and as well as particularly instructed to the Arjuna to involve in this battlefield and do your duty as a Dharma Yuddha, and that also told. So because of these two instructions simultaneously done in the second chapter, Arjuna got confused. What is his confusion? Whether I take up the Gnana Yoga or whether I take up the Karma Yoga. Bhagavan never say that you have a choice between these two. These two are step 1 and step 2. But right now, you are not fully qualified for the Gnanam. So you have to purify and become qualified more by doing your Swadharma. Then if I am not qualified, why you are teaching to me this Gnana Yoga now itself? Why you are introduced that Gnana Yoga and you praised that so much? Why? Bhagavan says, because even though you are still not qualified fully to take up the Gnana Yoga as like the parivrajakas or the sannyasis or uh, the fourth stage of the ashrama, you are not qualified. But you must know that there is the higher goal. For that, I am making myself prepared through karma yoga. So, knowing there is a gnana yoga, there is a truth, my goal of the life is to seek and realize the truth, is nothing wrong. Please understand. For example, now teaching Guru in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is a Grihastha and he is teaching to the Grihastha Arjuna. Now, if the sannyasa or if the gnana is only meant for the sannyasis, parivrajakas, then why the Krishna has to talk about it and why Arjuna has to follow it later? Because that is the goal of the life. Among the four Purusharthas, Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So this Dharma, Artha, Kama, all this comes under the Karma Yoga. Now, by the time you have to complete your half of the lifespan, you have to complete your duties and then renounce the karma and focus your attention only in the Atma Vicharana and by Shravana Manana Nididhyasanams, and you abide in the truth. That is called moksha. So there is no any doubt, there is no any confusion here, Arjuna. See here, I told in the beginning of the creation itself as a Paramatma Ishvara in this world, two types of this Nishtha. This Nishtha word I told that day itself ashrama. That's why today also I am mentioning about that ashrama dharma. Pura prokta maya anagha. A anagha. This anagha is an important word I told. That means now you are at least got a qualification to listen this about this Gnana Yoga. Only just to listen. Then you have to practice it and abide in that. Even to that get this opportunity, you must have some amount of purity in your mind. You are anaga. You are a sinless person. You are a pure-hearted person. You are a dharmic person. This agham means papam. What is the highest sin? Not knowing that we are the Atma and considering ourselves as the body or the Jiva. This is the biggest sin. Because after this first sin, first mistake, error, all other sins are the samsara, shoka, moha, bhaya, everything comes afterwards. So the basic error is the mula ajnanam. Ajnana. So that primal cause is the ajnana. Which ajnana? About myself. Atma ajnana. So everyone has to remove all their sins ultimately with the final bath in the Atma Tirtha. So Bhagavan told that. So Karma Yoga is for those people of two stages of ashrama, and the Gnana Yoga is for the other two stages of the ashrama dharma. That means you use it and then throw it out. There are so many examples already given as like a use and throw cup. You need a cup to drink either the milk or the coffee or anything, but without that cup you cannot drink the milk. But after drinking the milk, the cup is not required. You will throw it. Growing in the mother's womb for 9 months is very much required, essential. But after that, you cannot stay more than that and you have to come out. A, for a pole vault jumper, the long bamboo stick pole is required to go up to the top height, required height, and then he has to leave the stick this side and he has to fall on the other side. So just like that, you get into the boat and cross the river and get out of the boat. So this karma yoga is like the boat and the pole vault, uh, jump, the stick, or the mother's womb like. So if we understand this, then there is no any confusion. So Bhagavan, after saying this in the third shloka, then in the fourth shloka, he is going to tell the first one of his justifications or the argument of the Bhagavan Krishna. न कर्मणामनारम्भात् नैष्कर्म्यम् पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति. When this karma becomes a bondage, why the karma becomes a bondage? Why Shastra tells that karma is a bandham? But now you are asking one side, karma yoga is a tool for purifying the heart and getting the qualification for the gnanam. To enter into the gnana chamber, you need the qualification. Why? And other side it is telling bandha. Yes. When you are not understanding what is the ABCD of this karma yoga, the same karma will become a bondage to you. The same karma will help you to become a qualified person to the gnana. Both. This we have to understand clearly. This is what this entire third chapter is going to explain to us. Now, in this shloka, Bhagavan bringing one argument that if a person says that if the karma is going to be a bandham, bondage, then I am not going to do at all because I don't know which is merit and sin. Karma, anyhow, either it create merit or sin, both will become a bondage later. So, in that case, I have to do at all. If you think like that, can I drop the karma instantaneously? And is it possible for me to get the gnanam? No. That is what Krishna telling here. Unless otherwise, anarambhat karmana, you have not yet started or done the karma, and you all have the fear of the karma is going to become a bondage for me. And this karma I don't like, this karma I like it. Actually, the problem is not in the karma, but the problem is in the doership. I am doing. So, what is the difference between doing the karma simply as karma or doing the karma as a karma yoga? This is the main clue. Doing the karma, whatever you are doing before, same now also, but you do with the attitude of uh, without doership. You do with the attitude of the gratitude towards the Ishvara. So this attitude of non-doership, kartrutva abhimana rahitam eva karma yoga. So when there is no claimer, I am the doer, if the doer is not claimed, how the karma can makes me becomes a bondage for me? It's not possible. I am not claiming at all. See, in fact, if you think very logically, actually, who is doing this karma? Body never say that I am doing the karma. Body is inert actually, and bodies belong to the prakriti. Prakriti, if it is doing, let it do. Let it do. So prakriti is working in his own way, and these bodies belong to the prakriti. That's why it is called the vikruti. And the body never claim that I am the doer. Then who is claiming? If you are considering yourself as the jiva, and the jiva also is not real, the unreal reflection, how it can claim that I am doing. This jiva bhava is only the reflection only, no, mithya. So jiva also, if you take it as it not doing, then if you take the Paramatma Brahman, yourself, Paramatma Brahman being already told in the second chapter, Nirvikaraha, Nisangaha, Nityaha, Satyaha, Avyayaha, Aprameyaha, then there is no question of doership to claim in the Paramatma. Then who is claiming this, and why this doership we have to put on our head? So from any angle if you see, there is no any doer. But still this Jiva Bhava we are considering taking as ourselves as the real, then Punya, Papa, Karma, what is going to happen, higher worlds, heaven and hell, all these things will haunt. So as long as you are not claiming, there is no question of bondage at all. This knowledge you must get it by listening from the scriptures. So while doing the karma itself, okay, I got the knowledge about the karma like this, then I will stop. You cannot stop. You cannot stop. That is what Bhagavan telling here. Without you are started doing the karma, how you can stop? You started only, you can say, I will stop. And so, anarambhat karmanat purushaha, any person, na ashnute naishkarmyam. Here, naishkarmyam word is a technical word, but here simply we will take first karma rahita sthiti. Karma rahita sthiti means what? Liberation. Through gnanam, the moksha. What is that gnanam? I am the absolute Brahman, Paramatma. Being I am the Purnam, being I am all pervading, I am conscious existence, blissful principle, and I can't claim I have no any karma. Nothing happening in me. There is nothing to gain, nothing to lose. When this knowledge takes place, that is called Naishkarmya Siddhi. Siddhim, which Siddhim? Not Ashtasiddhis of yoga, yogis. Naishkarmya Siddhim. The person cannot get. That means the person simply by giving up the actions, no one in this world gets the moksha or the liberation. Then you have to gain the gnanam with a purified mind. With a purified mind. Not only that, Bhagavan saying, if anybody thinks that eva sannyasanatcha na samadhi gacchati, just by mere renunciation of the actions, I don't do all this, I don't do all this. Simply by that, and by taking the sannyasa, physically or mentally, but that sannyasa means by mere renunciation of giving up the home or changing the dress or putting the different dress kashayam and changing your name. This kind of either bahya sannyasa or internally also, simply by saying and dropping the actions, no one does not attain this samadhi gacchati. Samadhi gacchati, the samatva sthiti or naishkarmya siddhim, no one gets. We should be clear. That means what? By avoiding the action. So what is the point here? We need not to avoid the action. We need to avoid the doership or the karma phala, claiming the karma phala or the claiming the doership. Katrutva abhimana phalasakti. We have to give up, but not the karma. So by physical mere giving up the karma, no one is not simply getting the moksham like that. Okay. So by understanding of two things. One is karma I am not doing. I am not claiming interested about any punya papa. But still I will continue because simply to get the vairagya and chitta shuddhi, to become free from myself free from the raga dveshas, because a pure mind which is free from the raga dveshas only can understand the tattva gnanam, the subtle knowledge about the Paramatma self. Therefore, you have to drop the Katrutva Abhimana and Phalasakti. These instructions already Bhagavan laid the foundation stone in the second chapter itself by giving the four principle Ch-3 about the Karma Yoga. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. Recollect that points. Then you will understand now. So Bhagavan clearly telling, they are also told. Now here, so Arjuna understand. This is one argument from one angle. If I claim the Kartrutva bhavam, doership, then I am becoming the cause of the result of that karma. So either sukha and dukkha are coming to me in the form of the karma phala. So I am only the cause. I claimed it. So being I am the cause, I am the problem, and I must be the solution also. In what way? Now stop claiming. Stop claiming the doership. Stop claiming the result of the action. In this way, the ahankara, then I am not doing, I don't want any result from this. I want only chitta shuddhi. That result you can expect. You can anticipate. So therefore, with this understanding, one should perform the actions. Otherwise, there is no any use. The right place for us to refine some other points related to this shloka, side points. The right place for us to refine ourselves. Like a fruit, it needs a particular time and the place and the heat for gets ripened. In the same way, this ahankara should become ripened and should fall by itself. When the ahankara falls, there is only shuddha aham, ayipatatyaham, nija vicharanam. Ramana Bhagavan says in the Upadesha Sara. So there is no any um, aham really as though it is only a fake. So, but to understand this, to purify your heart, you need a right place. The right place is the grihastha. Shastra tells grihastha is the very suitable right place for a person to gets purified and gets the enough vairagya after gone through the so many difficulties, ups and downs of the life. Then naturally viveka will come. What I have done so far up to the 50 years, what my parents and the grandparents did, they all came, they produced the children, produced the property, and left everything and gone. So I am also just came and living just as like them and going. What is the use? What? Why I have come here? What is my primary duty? Okay, that should be clearly known. So Shastra says Grihastha Ashrama is the very suitable right place for a person to become matured. Matured. Why? Because in the Grihastha Ashrama, you have the opportunity to do the seva, service, in the name of the dhanam or in the name of taking care of your family or the parents and even the society. So this selfless action for the sake of others' welfare doing is the karma yoga. So that is opportunity. But don't stuck up in that. Don't think that is the all. That is not all. So in that way, you can purify yourself very quickly. And not only that, the grihastha has got a responsibility. Traditionally, if you take both brahmachari, vanaprastha, sannyasi, all these three will depend on the grihastha only. So grihastha's responsibility is that we must take care and do something for the brahmacharis. This is old Indian tradition. Don't ask that exactly now it is possible, sir, it is going on. But understand. And then for Vanaprastha also, he has to give Bhiksha if they come and beg, ask. Of course, sannyasi anyhow. So the three, Grihastha is the pillar for the three other ashrama people. Shastra tells. So he has a lot of responsibility and duty towards the society also in this way. Of course, apart from this, he has got the responsibility and the duty, the necessary to show the gratitude towards the other living beings and everything. That's why generally for a grihastha, the Pancha Mahayagnas are prescribed. Pancha Mahayagnas are prescribed. So those Pancha Mahayagnas, I will explain once again later in the forthcoming shlokas. We already saw them before. Daivayagnam, Pitruyagnam, Rishi Bhuta Yagnam and Manusha Yagnam and Bhuta Yagnam. So in this way, a more healthy growth there is a possibility for, and here lot of vidhi nishedas are also given. So by that do's and don'ts, you are controlled by the dharma. That's why the Sanatana Dharma is a great blessing uh, for the human society according to our here in this land, this Rishi Vaidika Dharma. Okay? And sannyasa ashrama is very tough. It is not a everybody's cup of tea. To walk in the sannyasa path, renunciation, is like walking on the razor's edge. You need to go through lot of hardships and you need to sacrifice so many things. Sannyasam itself, samyak nyasam, sannyasam. And these four ashrams in Shastra, they are all one-way traffic. One-way traffic means from Brahmacharya ashramam, if you are fit enough, if your teacher tells you, permits you, you can go straight away to the sannyas ashrama. Or you become a grihastha, nothing wrong, because for majority of the people in this world, to become a grihastha and doing the karma yoga, purifying themselves, and simultaneously, not replacing, simultaneously, they have to take part in the Shravanam, the Gnana Yajnam also. Many of us may get doubt that when we are talking about this Karma Yoga is a preparation and Gnana Yoga is the next step. So I will complete all the Karma Yoga and tell me, sir, when I become qualified, how I will know that whether I am qualified or not? Do you have any test? Do you have any scanning mission to say, then yes, now you can enter into the Gnana Yoga? No, there is no any such kind. Then you yourself will know in your heart, your inclination, your desire, your anxiousness, curiosity to know the truth will increase. Enough of these worldly matters and the worldly things. That is the indication. Okay, if you are getting a little interest to participate weekly once in the satsang and listening like this, huh? The shastra scriptures, this itself is the indication that you have some amount of purity. Now you cannot drop suddenly all your duties because you are already involved in the duties of the family, responsibilities, children. Settle them one by one and have a clarity. For certain, I have to come out of all these responsibilities and everything. No more poking my nose in any of these worldly children's matters or the grandchildren matters. Let them live their own life. I have done what I have supposed to do. Now my duty is only focusing my attention and only to discover and abide in the truth. In this way, you have to do simultaneously because you are all listening, you are all grihasthas. So we are all grihasthas, then simultaneously we are now more and more. If the mind, inner preparation is complete, then you will involve in only in this listening, studying and understanding, assimilating and abiding in this process of Gnana Yajna only. It takes time. It won't happen suddenly on overnight. That's why Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. In this, the Shravanam not only once, twice, thrice, four times, we don't know. By listening more and more and more and more, the understanding becomes more clear. All doubts will vanish. Then truth will revealed to you, in you, by you. Okay? So ultimately, we discover solution for all my problems, which are I'm considering before problems. The problem of samsara. So everything will disappear. So the message of this fourth sloka is no one can. Uh, uh, One point in between, I'm telling brahmacharya to directly you can go to sannyasa or to the grihastha, and then gradually later vanaprastha and sannyasa. But once if you go, then you know you cannot come back. That's why I told one-way traffic. Once the brahmacharya ashram is over, then you are grihastha. You cannot become again brahmachari, grihastha. And the same way, once if you go to vanaprastha or sannyasa, you cannot come back again to the grihastha. But that also happens in the world. Sometimes you will see those kind of examples. Okay, anyhow, that is their prarabdha. But before going to sannyasa ashrama itself, you must know that whether I am having the capacity to totally enter into that, whether I am fit enough for it, I am qualified or not. Just simply going back and again coming back, that is not allowed in the Shastra. It is not correct at all. It becomes a wrong role model in the society. Then after telling that, if anybody says that I am not doing anything, I drop now, I am not interested. That dropping and not interested can be a depression also. It need not be a dispassion. Okay, it may be a depression also. So the vairagya and the depression, withdrawal by with the gnanam and withdrawal by the vexation and the depression, we cannot differentiate by seeing outside. Only that person should know, will know. No, Bhagavan telling here, if anybody argues like that, I am not doing, I am sitting simply like that. Arjuna, in fact, no one can sit in this world without doing anything. That is what Bhagavan is saying here. Something or other you have to do. That doing is always happening in the prakriti, in the with the body and the your mind, sense organs. Now listen the shloka. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit karyate yavashak karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Just a few minutes back I told no. Here everything is happening according to the prakriti swabhava, nature. Okay. But I am not the Prakriti means matter. Prakriti means Maya. Prakriti means Nitya. This I clearly know that Prakriti, everything is happening in the Prakriti. And I am not doing anything as a consciousness. Okay, anyhow, that point, consciousness point is let it be there. But what Krishna telling here is, indeed, really speaking, he na kaschit jatu tishtati. No one can ever remain akarmakrita. Without any action, no one can remain simply like that. Kshanamapi, even one kshanam. Because all the time in this body, Prakruti Jairgunaihi, Prakruti Jaihi, the born out of the Prakriti, the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, everyone, Sarvaha, Avashaha, helplessly, compulsorily, they will keep on do the actions. Because everyone is helplessly made to do actions by this Prakriti three gunas. That's why sometimes we'll be very active physically and then we need rest. We'll become dull, then we'll sleep. So Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Sometime mind is alert and receptive and all that actions. The knowledge aspect, Sattva guna. And Rajoguna, the hyperactivity of the sense organs, particularly the organs of the action, and Tamoguna, then it will get tired, and that's why every day, often all these three stages are comes and goes, isn't? We are just scheduled from the Jagrata Avastha, waking state to dream state to deep sleep to again, like the Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas are all constantly playing their role. That is the nature of the Prakriti. You can't stop it. That means here, what is the actually Bhagavan wants to say? Then Prakriti is doing bad actions also. No. The doership is in you, Ahankara, Jiva Bhava. You are doing bad actions. Prakriti is not doing any bad action. So you cannot simply say that you done with the, for example, any criminal done some kind of crime and presented in front of the judge, and judge is asking that why you have done this. If he says I have not done, body my Prakriti body done, judge will leave him. Okay, body done, Prakriti done. So I am punishing you. You be in the jail for 10 years. Then he asks, why I have not done? Why you are punishing me? I am not punishing you, my dear. I am punishing your body because you said your body only did. So it is wrong kind of argument. Perverted thinking cannot help. What you have to think here is take this point in this. See, breathing, digestion, blood circulation, many of these functions are all constantly going on. Even in dream, mind is functioning. Even in the sleep, we don't know, we don't remember, but body is moving this side, that side. Digestion is going on inside. Prana is movement is taking place. That's why same way if a person sits quietly also, how long he will sit quietly? Whoever practices meditation maybe with compulsion and with the control, they may sit for some time. But somewhere the scratching will come. Somewhere the pain may come. And again, simply we will scratch the skin. Or some people, they are not doing meditation or sleep, but they will bite the nails. Why all these things? Because it's inside the guna is propels him to keep on acting. That's why it is not only the monkey, the mind is unsteady or like that. Even we are also like monkeys only. The body functions like that. So the point is here, no one can sit ideally or quietly without doing anything, even a moment. So this is the second point Bhagavan brought out here. Huh? Apart from this, actually, physically you cannot do anything, but mentally we do so many things. That point is bringing in the sixth shloka. If anybody, if at all, says that I have not doing anything, I stop, I am keeping quiet, sitting quiet, then what about your mind? Whether your mind is quiet, but many people inside they keep on think and revel and roam mentally, but outside physically they may look like sitting quiet or not doing anything. Bhagavan criticizing them, they are called hypocrite people. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. This is the third argument Bhagavan telling. So if at all somebody, if anybody says having restraint, samyamya karmendriyani. Karmendriyas means hands, legs and the tongue. Five karmendriyas are there. Vak, Pani, Pada and Payu, Upastha, including the organ of the reproduction. So these are five karmendriyas. Okay. In this, suppose your hands and the legs you control, not doing anything. And not talking also. So Vagindriyam also control. If at all anybody says like this, I have controlled all my sense organs of action. But you know, Saha Vimudhatma, this type of deluded person, okay, Vimudham Antakaranaha, whose inside intellect is deluded, he says simply maybe, but Yat Aste Smaran Indriyardhan Manasa, but he will keep on revel and think. Suppose, see, my legs are not moving, I'm not going, but mentally, I think that I have gone to the shopping bazaar, and like that, I imagine, the mind imagine, I think that I have gone to the shop and I entered into the shop and I purchased and I came back, or anywhere, mind can do any function. Then I went to their house and I talked to them. They talked like that and then I given them back. This kind of self-chartering sololoquy in the mind can do all the actions of the 10 indriyas. 10 indriyas. Not only the organs of the action, but the organs of senses or sense organs also. Mind sees, mind hears, mind smells, mind tastes, mind walks, mind do the actions. Even all kinds of enjoyments the mind can imagine and revel. So this person simply physically being quiet is not important. Whether you are mentally quiet or able to control your mental fancy imaginary thinking, it is very, very difficult. All the sadhanas are by through yoga, by karma yoga, by upasana is just to control these two. One is at the physical level, okay, and another is at the mental level. Another is at the mental level. That's why karma yoga and upasana yoga. One is for chitta shuddhyartham we say generally, but physical control. Chitta shuddhi when it will come? Only by physically body also. What to do, when to do, where to do. What, when, where. Knowing that and just allowing that much only involving is a perfect control person. Otherwise, not a samyami. But here is a restrained. But mind, what about the mind? Mind is left like a free bird. Because being it is subtle, tackling, handling is difficult. We need some techniques for that. Shastra gives so many techniques for that. Japa, pranayama, all these things, parayana, mind control. Anyhow, if anybody thinking or talking like that, you know what to call him. Uchate mithyacharaha. He will be called as a mithyacharaha, mrushacharaha, papacharaha. Shankara says. That means inner climate, inner feeling is different and outer expression is different. So mithyachara means when there is no matching for the inner feeling and the outer expression, then he is called a hypocrite. There is a tug of war. There is a drastic difference between these two. They are quite opposite. Inside I am one and outside I am one. Outside I behave like a good person and all that, but in mental I think badly. So in this way, it is very easy we are to cheat ourselves. That's why in the world, no one can cheat anybody as much as we cheat ourselves by ourselves. That's why generally people say, or we hear, mind your business. It's very important. It is a very good statement. If anybody says don't become angry, learn to mind your business. Don't poke the nose in the other's business. That's why mind your business. Our attention should be our quality and the purity of the mind. The inner climate is more important. Then after saying this mithyachara person. But other person, the contra, a good person who is not mithyachara, Bhagavan telling. The previous one is the kapata veshadhari. That's why even though outside we see the sannyasi or swami or anybody, we cannot understand what inside they are, what their habits are, what is their goal of life, what is their aim. That's why many are use this particular dharmic dress, religious style, makeup and setup to cheat others and to get the more money or benefit bread. This is we see in the name of sannyasa. Many will simply wear the kashaya. If you see in the pilgrimages or punyakshetras, this many places. But do they have any kind of knowledge? Without shastra knowledge, simply changing the dress or living like a monk, there is no use. Because what will do with the mind? You change the dress with that kasha saffron dress in North India particularly, anywhere you will get the 2 times food freely. Because in our country, we respect that and so we give a bhiksha. There are many people dhanam who do the annadana. You can live. But what about your mind? Uh, what next? Because the mind is not purified, the mind is not trained, the mind is not given any goal, there is no any shastra in front as Guru, then they are wasting their life and bringing a bad name to that tradition of sannyasa. Anyhow, here the good person who is not a hypocrite, seventh shloka, Yastvindriyani manasa niyamyarabhate arjuna कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् asaktas savisishyate. But Arjuna, on the other side, the other person, indeed, see the other side, tu, punaha, niyamya indriyani. He restrained his sense organs outwardly also, not allowing them as they want to go. He's having perfect control, not only physically, but manasa, in the mind also. Mentally also, he doesn't have any problem. If our mind is not become a liability for us, if our mind becomes asset for us, then we are really walking in the spiritual path. When our own mind becomes a problematic, then we have to understand that somewhere something going wrong. We must feel pride and great about our mind. My mind is listens to me. It never create havoc or the problem to me. So manasa, whoever restrains all the sense organs, manasa, by the mind. Saha yaha, whoever, okay, he who, he is not a big gnani, but karmani adhikrutaha, is involving the actions, but mind is perfectly under control, and he knows that these actions are only prakriti, uh, as told in the fifth shloka, and he who arabhate karma yogam karmendriyahi, such a person, uh, even if he works through his sense organs, the minimum actions are any action, because he's having already the understanding of the I am not the doer, and I am not expecting any result of it. And not only that, I know what to do, when to do, where to do, how much. So this kind of, that is called niyamya manasa. Saha yah arabhate, whoever pursues karma yogam, that is important. Karma yogam, he is involving. He knows very well all these things are given to me by God, my family, my children, my this equipment, this environment, this place, and this body, particular everything is meant for my growth. He will take everything in a positive way. So I must use them in a maximum in a proper way. Okay, that's why we are coming slowly. The proper action and the proper attitude, they are two main principles of the Karma Yoga. So Karma Yogam, Karmendriyahi, with his organs of action, and how he is doing Asaktaha, that is important. See, I have already told you, Asaktaha is not attached to anything. He is not expecting anything. Then why I have to do without expecting how to do? That is the only secret of the Karma Yoga. When it is possible, when I know that I am doing not to get anything, but to get rid of something. What to get rid of? To get rid of this ahankara. That's why there is no liberation for I, but the liberation from the I. There is a difference between these two. Liberation not for the I, liberation from the I, this I pokey, this pokey I, the false I, ahankara. To nullify that, to dissolve it, without attachment, whoever do, but manasa, well disciplined, know very well for certain this karma yoga, this particular set of environment, everything is meant for my upliftment, my growth. Then he will see everything positively, he approach positively, he do everything positively. That person visishyate, excels. Very beautiful word. He excels among all these many human beings who understand the principle, the law of karma yoga. Many more things are there to see and peep into. This only just introduction to the Karma Yoga. So from 8th sloka onwards, Bhagavan go more deeply in his explanation that we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hari Om Tat Sat